So here we have the famous sculpture Pieta by the great
Pieta.
Michelangelo. What's
Pieta.
amazing is that he started this at the age of 21 and finished by the time he was 23. Let me tell you, Frank, that is a young age.
Absolutely. The attention to detail that he had at such a young age is so extraordinary. They don't call this the most beautiful work of marble in all of Rome for nothing. So tell me, Adrian, this image of Mary mourning over a dead Christ has been done so many times before, but what makes Michelangelo's interpretation so unique?
First off, there's the Virgin Mary. In the past, it was normal to depict her as an old woman. This is appropriate for the mother of a 33-year-old man, but in the Pietà, this is not the case. Be frank with me here. What would you rate her on a scale of 1 to 10?
Gosh, to be honest, I would rate her a solid 8 or 9. I mean, she doesn't look like a mom at all.
Great observation. I'm right there with you. She definitely looks like much more of a young adult than someone in their later years.
So the Virgin Mary's youthfulness must symbolize her purity because it was God who gave her Jesus and not Joseph.
Right. I mean, we all know Joseph was just some guy on the side after all.
Mm.
Michelangelo actually told one of his contemporaries, "Do you not know that chaste women stay fresh much more than those who are not chaste? How much more in the case of the Virgin, who had never experienced the least lascivious desire that might change her body?" So basically, if you want to look like Mary by the time you're 50, stay chaste.
Oh man, I absolutely agree with you. I mean, I think this is a great lesson for all the women out there.
Yeah, I agree. So let's take a closer look at the body of Jesus. If you pay close attention to the details of his body, you can see that it's sculpted perfectly. Muscles, joints, and veins, all of it. The idea of beauty and perfection was something that resonated all throughout the Renaissance.
So even though Jesus lays lifelessly, the way it's captured is it's so graceful, showing that even after the death of the Son of God, he still remains perfect.
Uh,
So after learning about Michelangelo's Pieta, we decided to follow in his footsteps and make our own representation of it.
Frank, I would just have to say that this homage to the Pietà is just as great, if not better. The attention to detail in our portrayal is just phenomenal. Wouldn't you say so, Frank?
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, look at the emotion on Mary's face. It doesn't compare to the emotion that you feel after losing your beloved son. I mean, come on. Look at that frown.
Another thing I want to note is my partner's limp body sculpted to perfection through ours in the gym. If you think about it, our level of artistry is not that far off from Michelangelo's. Gosh, let's just share a moment of silence. Let's let this sink in.
Oh my gosh, I'm so emotional right now, but let's move on to the next piece. So what we have here is the Vitruvian Man by Leonardo da Vinci that was completed around 1490. This painting, it's definitely an interesting one as it was done on a piece of paper with a pen. Do you find this work of art interesting, Adrian?
I do, Frank. This piece depicts a male figure that's superimposed in two positions, with his arms and legs stretched out simultaneously within a square and a circle.
Now, Leonardo da Vinci was a student of the human body and geometry, and by this piece, he was really trying to show that. He was really trying to show the proportions of the body in relation to nature and the universe.
True that. He believed the human body to be related to the workings of the universe and that we are all related in some shape or form. This is seen in his use of the square and circle, allowing him to create perfect proportions of the human body.
Right you are. Another fun fact is that the Vitruvian Man had been done before, but Leonardo was the first artist to finally put the perfect circle and square and have the bodies overlap. Other artists couldn't make the two bodies proportional, so some of the appendages would actually come out disproportional. This was an excellent way of showing his studies of proportion and geometry, to fuse an artistic and scientific objective together in one simple way. Wouldn't you agree?
Totes. We also took creative liberties with this work as well by using our very own bodies.